Okay, so we're here once again in Mining Simulator 2, and we are finally going back to those egg comparison videos, and of course we are doing it on the new Halloween eggs, the candy corn egg, the harvest egg, and the skull egg. So let's find out which one of these eggs is best to hatch right now. So the first thing we're going to start off with is indeed the price. I think usually that's like the main thing people have to look at. And depending on where you are in the Halloween event, some of these eggs are going to be way easier to hatch than others. But of course the candy corn egg is the cheapest one in the game right now. 5,000 candy corn is very easy indeed. And honestly, this egg is by far the easiest to AFK hatch. And to get like some sort of overnight, usually it'll take you around 40,000 eggs to overnight. That'll cost you around 200 million candy corn, which honestly is very easy to get. With my current team, I'm pretty sure, as you can see, I've got a few mystical potions and stuff, and as you can see, I get 55 million, so honestly just 4 trick-or-treats is more than enough for me to be able to AFK this egg overnight, so very easy indeed. Next up we have the harvest egg. Now this one is a little bit harder to hatch because of course it is very expensive compared to the candy corn egg. However, overall 250,000 again isn't really too bad. And if you do want to AFK this egg overnight with the 40,000 eggs or so that you're going to hatch, it's going to take you around 10 billion to actually hatch this thing, which again isn't anything too crazy, to be fairly honest. You can get that fairly easily by doing just like one mining session. So honestly, it'll take you around 10 minutes to get this 10 billion. So again, not very hard to AFK overnight, and that 250,000 again is somewhat easy for most people to get up to. However, the expensive egg right now in this whole update is of course the skull egg. 2 million candy corn is fairly difficult to actually be able to get up to for a lot of people, and of course to be able to AFK this thing is going to be quite a lot as well. If we do that 2 million times the 40,000, it's going to take you around 80 to 100 billion candy corn to be able to hatch this thing overnight. Now of course that is with the quadruple hatch and fast hatch and everything. So of course if you are using anything that's like single hatch and stuff like that, then you are going to need significantly less. But I would definitely try and get around 80 billion just in case, because it's going to cost you quite a lot, and this egg can really take down your currency very quickly indeed. So yeah, overall the prices I wouldn't say exactly are like insane to get. I know 80 billion for most people might seem like a massive amount to get. However, if you are just doing some mining and things and you're getting your mystical potions, honestly over time you're going to get that more than easily. So the prices as of right now, if you've grinded a Halloween event, aren't exactly that bad. Now we need to move on to some of the pets in here and basically the stats and stuff. So of course the candy corn egg being the cheapest one isn't exactly that great in terms of its stats overall. If we just compare the legendaries in these eggs and we find the Cohen, as you can see, a level 20 Cohen gives you around nearly 2,000 coins of mining power. However, it only gives you around 50 candy corn, which isn't great of course, but can still get the job done for most people if you are looking to just AFK this single egg. So honestly, not really too bad. Of course, then we have the harvest egg, and in here, as you can see, we have 3 legendaries. This one down here, the unicorn, is very easy. I think this is like the Amplingo or something like that, I can't remember what it's called. It's kind of easy, I guess it's not too bad, 1 in 50,000 or something like that, I think. However, as you can see, this pumpkin patch down here is honestly absurd. For a 1 in 2 million chance, I'm pretty sure that might have been a mistake. Because honestly, 1 in 2 million for a legendary is absolutely crazy. That is getting into secret territories, and this legendary is harder to hatch than a secret in the candy corn egg, which is absolutely absurd. And I'm not really too sure on the stats of that thing, but if we do just quickly compare the unicorn to the other thing, as you can see, this one isn't actually maxed out and it's already doing more than the Cohen, so you can definitely get a lot more candy corn using some of these newer stuff, or the harvest stuff and that. And if we also find the I can't remember what it's called, the Aplamingo, I guess that works. It's doing 136 times candy corn, which again is going to be really good, and that is on level 13, so we can still go quite a lot higher than that. And you may also realise that the harvest egg does actually have 2 more legendaries than the candy corn egg, So if you are looking for legendaries, definitely go for the harvest egg because it's got more legendaries in there. And then of course we finish off with the skull egg. This has 4 legendaries in there. The skull wisp, I'm not even too sure what all of them are called. The hell stealer, I think one of them's something demon or something like that. I can't remember all the names of them. But of course, if you are looking for as many legendaries as possible, definitely go for the skull egg, because as you can see, 4 legendaries is always going to be really, really good. Now we just have a quick look down here. We have the blaze and the hell stealer already up here, but we have the skull wisp, as you can see, doing 127 times currency, so a little bit less than the tier 2 from the harvest egg, but of course it's a lot easier to hatch, I think, so definitely worth going for. If we also go look at the hell stealer, I think this is like the tier 3, I believe, yeah, the tier 3, as you can see, doing 360 times candy corn, so again, a lot more than the tier 2 from the harvest egg, so definitely worth getting. And then the tier 4 is doing 712 candy corn, so can really boost your team up. But overall, I don't think the stats as of right now are really worth grinding for that much, because as you can see, the mystical potion is definitely the thing you want to get from the event shop. So if you're looking for stats overall, the eggs really are not the thing to go for, just because the mystical potion is so strong. So yeah, overall stats wise, the skull egg is by far the best egg, and is very strong indeed. But of course, the overall stats of the pets in these eggs really are nothing compared to this event shop pet, the mystical potion. So stat wise for these eggs, I wouldn't really go for stats, I'd rather go for the secrets. Now of course, there is 9 new secrets in these eggs, as well as 1 ancient, and of course the candy corn does have 1 secret in here. If we quickly just scroll down to all these eggs in the index, if we can find them, as you can see, the candy corn egg does actually have 1 secret in here. It is the Prince Pumpkin, and it is the easiest one to hatch, 1 in 1 million. So of course, if you are getting, or you are looking to get your first secret, or you're just looking to get an easy Halloween secret, then 100% go for the candy corn egg, because that 1 in 1 million is very easy indeed. And if you have like quadruple hatch, and all your boosts going, you might even just get that in one night. So honestly, a very easy secret to hatch indeed. However, I don't believe the stats are exactly that great, so again, if you're looking for stats, I'd probably go for one of the better eggs, but if you're going for just easy secrets, then you may as well just go straight for the candy corn egg. Next up we have the harvest egg. This has 2 secrets inside. One of them is the elusive leaf, which I believe is a 1 in 4 million. Decently easy to hatch, and of course it is going to be way better stats than the Prince Pumpkin, but overall again, I don't believe the stats are exactly that crazy, but still 1 in 4 million is definitely nothing to snub your nose at. It can be fairly easy to hatch if you are a big AFK hatcher. And there is also the spirit of the fox. Not exactly too sure on the exact chance, but I've heard like 1 in 50 million and those kind of like brackets around there. So again, it's going to be a very hard secret to hatch, but the value on this thing is going to be very good indeed. So overall, in terms of value, the harvest egg is going to be a very good one to go for. Then of course we have the skull egg. This has 5 secrets inside, well actually no, technically 6 secrets inside, because it has the skull emoji, which is a 1 in 5 million, so of course it's going to be a very hard one to hatch, but still a really good one to hatch as well, because the value is going to be great on that thing. There's also 5 different variants of the skulls. You can only see 3 of them in the index, because the index only can account for like what, 10 different pets, whilst there's way more than that. So yeah, there's 5 skull variants. I believe it's 1 in 20 million to hatch a specific one or something like that. I'm not really too sure, so I guess realistically overall it might be like 1 in 5 million to hatch any of them. Again, I don't really know how it works, but again, the more secrets you have in an egg, the better it is. Then there is also 1 ancient in here, which I believe is a 1 in 250 million chance of getting. Very difficult indeed, by far the most hardest ancient to hatch in the whole game so far. So of course it is going to be very hard to hatch, but of course I do believe the skull egg will have the most value on all its pets, because they are the hardest ones to hatch, and most likely because they are like skulls and stuff, most people usually like skulls and stuff, so they're going to have really good value on them and very good demand as well. So overall, if you're going for value, definitely go for the skull egg. If you're going for ease and you just want to get a secret, definitely go for the candy corn egg. But I think really the harvest egg is definitely a good middle ground between easy, decent stats, and also good value. So of course, if you don't really want to risk, like, you know, not hatching a secret whatsoever, but you still want some value, definitely go for the harvest egg, because I think it's a very perfect middle ground between easy hatching and value. So yeah, the harvest egg, as of right now, may be the best egg to hatch in terms of actually getting something decent, but I think overall the skull egg is still definitely going to be one of the best ones to hatch, just for the simple fact that these skulls are going to have a very good value, and of course they've gotten the best stats as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it from me. Let me know what you guys think down below. Which egg have you been hatching as well since this Halloween event started? And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.